Hey y'all, welcome to Donna's Farmhouse Kitchen. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Greenville, South Carolina. It's just really nice outside. It's been like 79 degrees, which we haven't seen in a while. And so I'm enjoying it. What I'm doing is I'm getting ready to make y'all some lasagna. So I started off with a pound of ground beef. Let me show you. It's ground sirloin. So we're going to start off with that. And I'm also going to add, it's sizzling already. I'm going to add some sweet Italian sausage. It's not hot, it's just regular sweet Italian sausage. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day where you are. Okay, I'm going to try to, the reason I had gloves on is for this, for the Italian sausage. I'm going to try to break it up a little bit before I put it down in there. And this is definitely a less messy way to do it. The ground beef is easy to break up, but the Italian sausage can take a little bit more effort. So let's see how this goes. You can use like a potato masher. That can work for you too. If you don't have gloves, I keep a box of gloves. I'm never without gloves. Okay. That's two. I like to get it pre-ground, already ground up. I don't have to worry about all this, but I've been having a difficult time finding the ground sweet Italian sausage. And it's so good in my spaghetti sauce. Like I've already made y'all spaghetti. I use the same thing for my spaghetti. Makes a delicious sauce. But sometimes I can find it, sometimes I can't. So you just have to work with what you can find. But this will add so much flavor. Makes it a little less boring, I guess you could say. So it adds a lot of flavor. It may not sound like it, but I only have my heat on medium. Okay. Have that in there. Now we're going to add some onion, bell pepper, and garlic. So it's going to be, and I already had some of this frozen, so it's making it really easy for me. So it's going to be, I'm kind of going by a friend's recipe, and I'm kind of not. It's going to be a half a cup of minced onion. Hopefully I can get the majority of this out of here. And it tastes so good to have the onion cooked with your meat. I think I'm going to turn this inside out and get it all out. But sometimes when I don't need the whole onion, this is what I do. I will go ahead and chop up the rest of it or dice it up in this case and then have it ready for me. And it makes it so convenient. Okay. Now I'm going to add the bell pepper. Same thing. I already had this frozen. I did bring it out and chop it up and then put it back in the bag. And this is a half a bell pepper. I love red bell pepper. My husband, his My husband can't handle the green bell pepper. There's a lot of people out there like that. So I get the red bell pepper. He can handle that one for some reason. So, okay, now let's put in some garlic. And it should be about 5 cloves of garlic, but I'm probably going to put in about the whole thing. So that'd be about 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Yeah, I'm just going to empty it in here. I love plenty of garlic. Y'all know that. I've never, been secretive about that. It's that Italian blood that runs through me. Okay. There we go. That should do it. That should do the trick. Now we're going to get it cooking, get it all mixed up. Now I'm going to tell you, I am not boiling my pasta today. I really wanted to have the regular pasta for y'all, but there's really no need in it. And I know a lot of people will be scared of the oven ready pasta, but let me tell you, don't be. There's nothing to be scared of. It works perfectly. So, I've used it many, many times. The only thing I wish that they would do is when they made it, if they made the little waves like they do the regular pasta. Because I think it's just pretty. But it's just rectangle pieces, but it's awesome. It works great. And it's a lot less mess, a lot easier to work with. It's just perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get this browned up, and I'll be right back and show you what else we're going to put in here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And the meat has browned up a little bit, or cooked. Let's just say it's cooked. It doesn't get like crispy brown or anything like that. Not with all the meat that's in here and all the vegetables. It's not going to do that. So now we're going to add some crushed tomatoes. It's a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And then we're going to add a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. To me, there's not much difference between the crushed tomatoes and the tomato sauce, but anyway, it is what it is. So now we're going to add 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. Find it pretty easy if you just use a butter knife. If you use a butter knife, it usually gets the majority of it out. That's one. Let's get this second one. And then we're going to put all kinds of yummy herbs in it. Now we're going to put in basil and fennel and Italian herbs and all kinds of great stuff. I'm going to start off with sugar, okay? And it's going to be 2 tablespoons of sugar. Because this is going to help with the acid of the tomatoes. And a sauce is always better when it's a little sweet. You don't want overly sweet, just a little sweet. Then we're going to put in 1.5 teaspoons of basil. And this is dried basil. Then we're going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of fennel. Fennel makes any Italian dish taste better. Now we're going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of rosemary. I happen to love rosemary. So for me, the more the merrier. Now we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. This has a little bit more in it than just the basil, and let's see, it has marjoram, or oregano, thyme, rosemary, savory, basil, and sage. A little bit more basil, and a little bit more rosemary. And that's all good. Okay. And then I'm also going to add some black pepper in just a minute, but I wanted to get this moving around. You do not want to put in your salt at this point. You want to wait to put in your salt. Want to get that tomato paste moving around in there and softened up and just mixed all in. Okay, let me get some pepper. And it's going to be 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And I'll leave that close by for when we want to throw the salt in. Now we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. I'm going to kind of eyeball this. That looks good. Stir this around. And we're going to let this cook for an hour. Hour, maybe even an hour and a half. We want to get it, we want to get all those herbs marrying throughout this sauce. It looks good right now, don't you think? And it's so yummy. And one thing you need to remember, any extra sauce, save it. Because you will have extra sauce left. Use it for spaghetti. You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. So let me go ahead and let this do its thing, and I will see y'all back in just a little bit. Just want to come back and tell you what I did. I taste tested the sauce. I put 1 more tablespoon of granulated sugar, and I put my lid over it. Now it tastes just right. Now, later on, at the end, after it's all cooked down and it's ready to go in the lasagna, I will sprinkle some salt in there for taste and then make the lasagna. So I just wanted to let y'all know what I've been up to. And I also turned it down to simmer. Just let it simmer. Don't leave it on medium. Simmer it. Okay? So I will see you back in just a minute and we will make some lasagna. Hey y'all, I'm back. Okay, the sauce has been simmering for an hour and a half. We're now going to make the ricotta mixture, and that's going to consist of 1 egg, which I've already put in there. And this is a 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese. Then I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of dried parsley. Now I'm going to whisk this together. And when you're whisking this, get a wider whisk. Make sure it's wider here than a small one. Let's say, well, that one's not too bad itself, but you don't want it real tight. Just whisk all that together. You don't have to do too much whisking. You don't want it too smooth, really. Now I want to show you what I did with the noodles. because of how they're gonna lay in the pan, I cut off, and I use a knife, but gently cut half of these so they will work together in the pan, come together like that instead of overlapping. Okay, you want them like this, not like that. And that's the oven going off. It's set on 375. Let me move some things around here. Turn off the heat. And the sauce is looking wonderful. And the smelling wonderful. It's looking wonderful and smelling wonderful. Okay, let me get my pan over here. We're gonna put 1.5 cups of sauce on the bottom. This is a 1/2 cup, so we're gonna do 3 of these. And like I said before, if you have any extra sauce left, save it for spaghetti. Okay, go. We're just gonna smooth it out. Try to get 3 layers here if I can. Okay, and then we're gonna take the noodles and we're gonna do it long ways. Hopefully you can see how they fit. Okay. And get these towards the middle a little bit better, but still not overlapping because we don't want them to overlap. Then we're gonna put the ricotta on top of the noodles. I'm gonna try to do 3 layers, so I don't want to use too much of the ricotta. I want to save some for each layer. Like I said, don't be afraid to use these noodles because they're awesome. They work great. I have shredded mozzarella. So we're just gonna sprinkle some. That's what we're gonna do. This is a 16-ounce bag that I'm using. Then I'm gonna sprinkle some finely shredded Parmesan. Okay. I tend to like this better than the grated. And I like this brand as well. Okay. And then we're going to repeat these layers. So we're going to put some more sauce. I'm going to try to get a little closer so I don't spill any. Another 1.5 cups. It looks so good. And then I'm going to put this pan, when I'm finished, I'm going to put this pan on top of a cookie sheet. So if there is any spillage, it's not in my oven. Okay, let's put some more lasagna noodles. Some more ricotta.
And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and end up using the rest of this ricotta. Just so I have enough. And it looks like it's getting kind of close to the top anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. Let me go ahead and put some mozzarella. I'm going to put some more parm. Just sprinkling a little bit, not too much. Probably, I don't know, 3 tablespoons, something like that. And then I'm going to put some more sauce. And like I said, there's going to be leftover sauce, and there's plenty of leftover sauce. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more cheese on top. And I'm going to show you the foil that I get, and it makes it real easy to cook this without it sticking to the foil because of the type of foil that it is. Okay, I didn't put it on extremely thick there. Okay, and then the remainder of my parm, I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit, not overdoing it. Couple of tablespoons. Just sprinkling a little bit. I even have some left. Now this is the foil that I used. Love this foil. So I'm going to put it over the, let me move this aside. Put it over. You see you have 2 different sides there. You have like a non-stick side and you have the shiny side. So you want to take the non-stick side and put it over the lasagna. And then you're going to cook it for 25 minutes with the foil over it. And then you're going to take the foil off and cook it for another 25 minutes until it's lightly brown on top. Light to medium brown on top. And that's about it. And now let's put it in the oven. And I'll be right back and show you how it turned out. Okay, y'all, it's all done. Look how scrumptious. So after I took off the foil, I only cooked it for 20 more minutes instead of 25. And look how beautiful. That's why I was saying, use this foil and it will not stick at all. As you can tell, it does really great. So I want to thank you so very much for joining me. At the end of the video, you will see pictures of how it's cut. You want to wait at least 15 minutes. I'll probably wait longer than that. I want a nice clean cut. I hope you enjoy this recipe. It's so delicious. I know you'll enjoy it. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube page.
and have your friends do the same. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you will know whenever I have another new recipe. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great evening.